All right, here we are. Daming ganap, daming nangyari since last time we had this very special guest of ours, good friend of ours, si former Senator Sonny Trillanes, and who knows, Mayor Trillanes in the near future. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tony, for joining us. Been a while.
Okay. Thank you, Richard, for inviting me again sa podcast mo, sa show mo. So, good evening sa mga followers and subscribers ni Richard.
Of course, I've had you on multiple shows of ours, including those sa One News TV5. Ang ganda ng
Yeah.
mga responses. And that was actually our last interaction so far, in a sense that pinag-usapan natin what's going to happen in the midterm elections. You have been, as far as prominent opposition leaders is concerned, or prominent politicians for that matter, statesmen concerned, you have been one of the most vocal proponents for some sort of a what I call grand coalition, right? Essentially, anyone na ayaw kay Duterte, pwede na kayo magsama. Or some would say Team Philippines versus Team China. All right. Obviously, Senator, since last time we talked, a number of responses have been made. My read is Senator Riza's response was not only polite and diplomatic, I think it was very nuanced. And then there was a little bit of a more, I would say, starker response or more categorical response from former, or I don't know, still leader of the opposition, see former Vice President Leni Robredo. Her emphasis was we have to be clear to our convictions and hindi natin pwede compromise. And at least in the case of Riza, I think she more emphasized, well, there's certain pending historical issues which we all know, but I just felt, nevertheless, it looks like formally, at least on the record, some of the most prominent leaders in the opposition aren't very, very keen or very sold dun sa proposal nyo. Sir, can you tell me your side of the story here?
Okay. I agree that more nuanced yung kay Senator Risa. Nagsabi lang siya nung reservation niya, but she also said that pag-uusapan namin. No? And eventually we did. We did talk about it. Yung ano lang, yung na-highlight lang kasi doon sa statement niya was the reservation part. Anyway, sabi ko nga, at the end of the day, ano ba yung national interest? Kasi merong ano no, maraming na-offend doon sa term na sinasabi kong pure. Pero the fact is, talagang ganon. They are purists na sa kanila is yung they want to live in their little world where they have the luxury of walking away from politics and saying na oh we kept our principle intact and may moral victory kami kung ano man. Sa kanila they don't really care kung makakapagsilbi ka sa bayan as a public servant, as an elected official. Yun eh. Kasi 'di ba, bottom line dito is kung mananalo ka, doon ka makakapagsilbi. Hindi yung pure ka, meron ka moral victory pero talo ka. So sino ang nakinabang doon sa ano na 'yon, sa strategy na 'yon? Yung pride mo lang 'yon, 'di ba? That makes you selfish and prideful, 'di ba? It's your ego. You're just feeding your ego. Tapos, when they talk about convictions and principles, teka muna. Sino ba yung tumitindig sa mga Duterte? I don't see anybody beside me or behind me. 'Di ba? Ano ba 'yon? Kumbaga, kung titindig ka, din might as well fight that fight, no? Hindi yung ano lang. Anyway, sabi ko hindi na lang ganon. Ang sinasabi ko na difference, why can Lenny be able to work with Duterte, the worst president in the history of the universe? Pero
Solar
itong
system.
solar system, pero itong si Senator Kiko, si Senator Bam, hindi pwedeng ma-adapt sa slate ng administration. Bakit somebody like Gordon, who was also an instrument ng Dutertes, na oppression ng Dutertes, inadapt ni VP Lenny dun sa slate niya and nobody raised or nobody canceled VP Lenny for that. Why can she do these things pero hindi pwedeng magawa ng Senator Kiko and Bam. Kaya yung sinasabi ko na hypocrisy or uh, misplaced sense of righteousness, no? Yun yung problema ko dito sa purist na to. Hindi nila makita yung strategic value of an elected Senator Kiko or a losing uh, Kiko Pangilinan na candidacy. So sa kanila mas okay lang na matalo si Senator Kiko kaysa manalo. Yun ang problema natin.
Senator, just to be clear, what are you proposing? A guest candidate or talagang fulsome member of the 12 slate of the administration? Ano bang, what are we looking at here?
Yun ang sinasabi ko. The starting point there is agreeing to negotiate. Ano ba yung kaya at hindi kaya? Kung guest candidate, bakit sina Mig Subiri, Joel Villanueva,
Binay, Escudero.
oh,
Yeah.
nakasama sa slate pero hindi mo naman nakita sa campaign, 'di ba? Alam mo 'yon, bakit hindi nila nakikita yung similarity doon, no? Tinanggap nila ito tapos ito hindi nyo matatanggap. If it will help Senator Kiko and Senator Bam win the 2025 elections, why are they depriving them of that? 'Di ba? Guest candidate lang, hindi naman sila aakyat sa entablado. Pero grabe,
Hindi naman
grabe.
nila i-endorse yung mga questionable parts of the BBM administration, whether it's the Maharlika Fund, the PhilHealth Fund issue. It's really a tactical alliance, if I can put it that way, a kind of a temporary tactical alliance, kind of like unity.
Hindi, ganito nga eh. Kaya nga ni-raise ko yung comparison with the slate of VP Lenny noong 2022. Meron bang napag-agrihan with Senator Mig Subiri, Senator Joel Villanueva when they were adopted sa slate? Wala. Wala naman eh. Meron ba silang sinuportahan na advocacy? Wala naman eh. Yun yung ano doon, yun yung issue doon. Kaso nga, alam nyo, nagiging ano na eh, masyadong, kaya nga purist na lang yung term ko. It's supposed to be a positive term, pero they feel insulted by that. Ano? Pero yun, sabi ko,
But Senator, you're saying hindi lang peers, you're saying selective din in a sense that at some point when Duterte was in power, there were people who are saying you should stay in the cabinet, you should work with what you got. And what you're saying is that, well, that's also what I'm arguing right now. Work with what is out there. You cannot change the world by denying what's there. You work with what you got. And at the same time, you stick to some of the red lines while navigating this. That's politics, basically.
ako I agree. Kaya nga sabi ko nga, no, when VP Lenny accepted yung pagdadrag czar kay Duterte, this was, I think, middle to latter part of the term of Duterte, na expose na siya as the most ruthless, talagang the worst president na nga. Bakit tinanggap nila yan? Ako tinanggap ko yan kasi sige, kumaga, do what you need to do. Pero itong mga purists, they accepted that. They didn't see anything wrong with that. She collaborated with, she worked under Duterte. And okay lang yun. Tapos ito, she has a lot to say kung gagawing guest candidate si Kiko. Hindi ka naman tatakbo. Sinasabotahe mo yung so-called allies mo. And that's not a good thing. That's bad leadership. Ako hindi nga ako tatakbo ng Senado, but I'm trying to help some of the candidates out by getting them as guest candidates at the very least nitong administration. So, bakit ganoon? Parang ako ngayon yung demonyo, ako ngayon yung walang prinsipyo. Sabi ko, wag niyo ako gaganyanin at mahaba yung listahan ko diyan. Baka magkwentahan tayo.
Medyo mahirap yan. Has it been that bad? I didn't notice it. Sorry, hindi ko nakita, Senator. Has the backlash been bad from what I call the Never Marcos camp within the opposition? Medyo, ano
Hindi,
ba?
hindi naman ano. Ito kasing purists, may ano sila eh. Meron silang cancel culture, no? And ako tanggap ko 'yan. But I won't be dictated by their types kasi all this time we work on the mission, ano? National interest mission. Hindi yung mga kung anong mga self-righteous na drama diyan. For example, ganito, nung pandemic, I was telling yung OVP no nila VP Lenny that time na bakit hindi kayo naglalagay ng pangalan ni VP Lenny dun sa mga binibigay niyong mga relief goods para malaman ng mga tao kung kanino sila magpapasalamat, kung kanino nanggaling. At the same time, para din maklear mo dun sa mga nagbigay sa'yo. Hindi daw eh. Sabi kasi ng mga purists, ano daw yun, epal. Sabi ko, what's that? Sabi ko, lahat ng, ano, even yung mga UN World Food Program eh, may label doon sa mga binibigay nila eh. Yung Roman Catholic Charities, meron label. What are they talking about? Kumbaga, sila yung because of their self-righteousness, ginagapos nila yung kandidato nilang gustong manalo. Ito namang kandidato, nakikinig naman doon. Yun ang problema. That's why nung campaign ng 2022, people were asking, wala naman natulong yan sa amin dito. Kahit na grabe na ang tulong ni VP Lenny at that time sa iba't ibang mga nasalanta. Kaso nga wala nga pangalan yung mga relief goods na binigay nila. Eh di hindi ngayon nalaman. Hindi ba ano yan? Hindi ba it's bordering stupidity nga eh. Hindi lang ano eh, di ba? Uh, they missed it. They missed that opportunity. Ngayon nung campaign nagsasabing, "Hindi, kung tumulong kami ng ganito." Hindi nila malalaman 'yun. Kasi dahil dun sa drama na Epal, tinanggal niyo yung pangalan. Oh, so whose fault is
Well, I mean,
that?
to be fair to them, I think Epal naman talaga you put your name and all of them. But what you're arguing is that that's how things work. So if you want to, I mean, if you cannot take the heat of the kitchen, then don't just don't get into it. Essentially, yun yung point nyo.
No. Ganito, if you want to serve the country as president, then you have to win. 'Di ba? And one of the tactics in winning is malaman ng mga constituente mo kung ano yung nagawa mo. 'Di ba? Part yun, you need to report to the public. It is ano nga, it's your duty to report to the public ano yung nagawa mo. Hindi ka charity or anonymous o na parang philanthropist na nagbibigay ka lang na anonymous, hindi. Public servant ka. You need to inform the public what you have done, ano, what you're doing. Hindi epal 'yun. Kaya nga yun ang sinasabi ko dito sa mga purists, eh, ginagapos niyo yung mga kandidato. So sabi ko, anybody, any candidate who's foolish enough to follow these purists na wala namang alam sa sa situation on the
Ground
ground,
realities, yeah.
everything, oh, wala, matatalo. Puro moral victories lang sila. They'll comport themselves with that, idea that they stuck to their principles. What principles are you talking about? Hindi nga kayo, kung gusto mo talaga ng prinsipyo, magsilbi ka. How can you serve? You have to win. Yun yun.
Um, I have more questions about the importance of some of these senatorial candidates from the opposition joining the slate. But just my general stance kasi here, Senator Trillanes, is that yan ang naging problema eh. Hindi pinag-aralan what went wrong. Bakit sunod-sunod na elections the opposition did so bad? Bakit, actually, speaking of cancelled culture, parang yung opposition pa yung na-cancel ng majority of voters based on the numbers we see, based on everything. I mean, we saw the Octa survey, for instance, saying only 4 to 6% of Filipinos are with the liberal genuine opposition. 45%, 44% are totally apolitical or non-partisan. And then 30 versus 20 yung BBM versus loyalist. So you have a huge swaths of Filipinos who have just switched off because they don't see any viable alternative, and then the rest are loyalists versus DDS. So you have a huge potential there. Pero ang basa ko kasi, dahil walang post-mortem eh. Hindi pinag-aralan talaga ano yung mali eh. So in a way, what you're doing, in a way, what I'm doing, and this conversation we're having is, we're trying to analyze what went wrong and what are the adjustments that have to be made. And parang nangyari dito is shut down itong debate na ito. And it's a reversion to the mean, which is it's about purism. Except you're also, I think, I kind of agree with you. You cannot make the purists play the purist game, and at the same time, at some point you were arguing you have to work within the Duterte administration, which by all measures is the worst we have had in recent memory. Because I think we have to spell this out. BBM is not an ideal president. I'm Ilocano, but I have disagreements with what BBM represents in terms of the whole Maharlika, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not blind to the reality that BBM is not at the same level as Duterte as far as threat to our constitutional democracy and our national integrity is concerned. I think we have to spell that out, no, Senator Trillanes? That Duterte is a whole different order of magnitude from BBM.
Yun na nga. That's the problem, Richard, of the purists. Hindi nila maswallow yung pride nila enough to give credit to where credit is due. Kailangan nilang inuance yung Marcos Sr. and Marcos Jr. Ano ba yung Marcos Jr.? Is it the same? Is he the same as the father? Kailangan nilang lunukin yon. Na tipong right now, wala tayong problema ng EJK, wala yung press suppression of the press, persecution of the political opposition. The very same issues, the very same principles we were fighting for noong panahon ni Duterte, we already have it now. Pero yung mga purists would refuse to acknowledge that kasi ang hirap iswallow yung pride eh. Ngayon, ito, no? You are talking about post-mortem. Whose fault is that? Hindi ba kay Lenny? Hindi ba siya yung leader? Hindi ba dapat siya yung nag-post-mortem? Siya yung nagpatawag, okay, where did we get what the wrong things na ginawa natin or we missed or ano ba'y tama? Siya dapat yon. She didn't do that. Nag-global travel siya, then that's it. Na-scatter in the winds yung organization. Ngayon, ang problema kasi dito, they've been treating VP Lenny as a saint na hindi mo pwedeng i-hold accountable for anything. Parang lahat ng gagawin niya ay tama. Wala siyang gagawing mali. Well, hindi pwede sa amin yan. Kasi where we came from, we give premium sa leadership. Objectively, we will have to make you accountable. Dito, ang kakulangan ni VP Lenny. Yes, I agree. Nung 2022 elections, she was the best candidate around. That's why we stuck it out with her. We fought for her till the end. But at the end of the day, the people make their judgment. And if we are truly democratic, loving people as we claim, then we will have to accept the verdict of the people. Yun na yun. Ngayon, post-mortem tayo. Saan ba tayo nagkamali? Hindi kaya nagkamali tayo dun sa pa-cute approach, yung reluctant leadership, reluctant candidate drama. Hindi ba yon? Kaya nga kita mo, si VP Lenny, when she is running for mayor, she decided in June. Imagine mo yan? Pero when she was running for president, she decided in what? Late September, early October?
Oh, she learned her lesson maybe. Maybe there is a post-mortem after all.
No. Bakit? Pero may nag-ano ba doon? May inaccept, sinabi ba niya yon na ganito? Na she should start early? Hindi. Walang ginagawang mali. Alam mo, ito, no? We're being candid about these things. Yung mga purists, pumuputok na yun sa tenga kasi yung aming santo ay inaano mo, parang blasphemous yung ginagawa mo. Well, wake up. Kasi kung ganyan yung gagawin nyo, i-baby nyo na, sige lang, you do what you need to do. Hindi kayo mananalo, di ba, sa 2028. Kasi yun ang, at the end of the day, yun ang important mission that we need to win in 2028. Yun.
I know this medyo uminit to, but don't worry guys, mas mainit yan pagdating sa mga Duterte. Pag-usapan natin sila. But I think we just have to be honest about this kasi matagal natin pinag-usapan sa kanila. Of course, I want to take also responsibility because I've been contributing to this discussion, and I think that's the reason why yun medyo on the same wavelength tayo. we may have some disagreements perhaps on tactics and messaging and all. But I think yun din yung problema na pinabayaan yung mga ibang kababayan natin to just, wallow in that, it's all disinformation, it's all election cheating. That's not gonna help. If you're just gonna deny, get into this denialist paradigm, never mag-grow. I mean, of course, there's election cheating. Of course, there's disinformation. But to say yun na lang ang dahilan sa lahat, it's intellectually disingenuous. But worse, it's politically suicidal, I would say. It's really not helpful. And I think that's why may mga nasasaktan kasi ang direction ng sinasabi natin dito is pointing at tactical mistakes, operational mistakes, strategic mistakes even.
Yes. And yun nga, di ba? How can you win the next round if you won't acknowledge these mistakes? Di ba? Ang isang ano dito is yung lack of relationship sa mga LGUs. Yon, that was a strategic mistake. Si VP Leni, given her position as the Vice President, she had that opportunity to build those relationships sa LGUs. Hindi, dinisregard because of that reluctant na politician mindset na because ganun yung gusto ng mga purists na hindi ka ambitious, hindi ka nag-ano. Hindi. Bottom line ha dito dapat, do you want to serve the country as president or not? If the answer is yes, then you have to work for it. Diba? You have to plan for it. Ganun yon. Huwag na tayong magpa-cute. Kasi bumenta na yan, natalo na yan. Hindi na nga di ba? Nag-flop na sa takilya. Ako, alam mo, ano ako doon sa ganong drama, but the purists will always, kumbaga, hype that. Na tipo, ito, reluctant, ano. No, that's baloney. I've seen these people up close and there's no such thing. Even the reluctant candidate approach is a strategy. Pero ang problema nun, ano siya.
It's not the most original. We saw this with Corazon Aquino, but in fairness to Corazon Aquino, she fought back when they were
genuine.
And coup d'etats against her, palaban siya. Yun nga, I think there are also some titas and titos of Manila who are insisting on an strategy that is 30 years past its sell-by date, diba? I mean, yes, it gets you 10, 15 million votes, but it doesn't get you the 20, 30 million votes that you may need in an era of Duterte, Marcos. I mean, yun nga, I think because for a long time, it kind of worked because there was not this formidable alternative, illiberal, authoritarian alternative. People could get away with it. But I think now, people have to realize you have to innovate. You have to step up to the game. Hindi pwede iPhone 1 ka pa rin. Talo ka ng Xiaomi ngayon. Talo ka ng Oppo ngayon, di ba? I mean, yeah, iPhone ka, pero iPhone 1 ka lang. Hindi ka nag-upgrade. So, for me, it's also that innovation, strategic innovation.
Yes. And ito pa yan, Richard. Hindi na pwede yung ganong drama kay VP Leni. Kasi nga tumakbo na siya ng Vice President Come on, don't tell me hindi mo na consider na that you should be a presidential candidate. Hindi Hindi ka na pwede maging reluctant candidate pag Vice President ka. Yun yung hindi ko maintindihan Bakit mo ini-straight jacket yung sarili mo? Alam mo, looking back, di ba? Kung si VP Leni plan for it, hindi niya ni-rule out kaagad yung pagtakbo ng presidency in 2022. Kung nagtrabaho siya, alam mo, napakasipag niya. Grabe yung yung charisma niya on the ground. Kung ginamit niya yun, nag-build siya ng relationships, na-strengthen niya yung makinarya niya, mga civil society, lahat-lahat. By 2022, ano na yon. Tapos kung hindi siya nakikinig dito sa mga purists na huwag ilagay yung pangalan. Alam mo, hindi epal yon. Sabi ko nga, okay, objectively, let's discuss that. Is there anything morally or legally wrong sa paglagay mo ng pangalan doon? Di ba? Para lang alam nila kung saan sila magpapasalamat. Wala it's not even morally wrong. Pero yung purists will label it as something evil. Of course not. So ngayon, dinipride nyo si Leni of being known all over the country kasi ang dami niya natulungan. Pero hindi nyo pinalagay yung pangalan pinahina nyo yung kalaban nyo. So yun ang sinasabi ko. Pag nagpapasulsul ka doon sa mga purists, mga self-righteous, hindi ka mananalo. Kasi dadaling ka nila doon sa isang lugar that ano ka lang, parang na straight jacket. Yun. Yun pa yun. Isang
Right.
yun.
I mean, I think there should be strategic clarity, but tactical openness. No, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, no to corruption, no to
Yeah.
questionable pork barrels, no to, getting
Oo.
money from drug lords and narco politicians and
Yan.
oligarchs. Yun, red line yun. But,
Yun ang principles.
yun ang
Oo.
principles. But these are
Oo.
secondary tactical issues. And I think what we're saying is that nagkakamali yung ibang tao because they're mistaking tactics for strategy. The strategy
Yun.
should be clean, accountable governance. On tactics, you have to be innovative and realistic. So I think that's where we're seeing a lot of problems, no?
Yes, yes. And alam mo, maganda yan. Ano? Kasi tama ka. Some of these purists are mistaking these tactics as principles. Bili mo, sasabihin lang, pagka kunyari, kumanta ka sa stage, wala ka, trapo ka, kailangan, huwag ka kakanta, ganito. So, paano? How can you, it's about winning the hearts and minds of the people. 'Di ba? Tapos, once you win, you practice good governance. Yun naman yun. Huwag ka magnakaw, you deliver the services to the people, di ba? Yun yung bottom line. But you won't even get there kasi ginagapos ka na eh. Na pati kung paano ka mangampanya ang daming do's and don'ts. So, yun ang problema. Pero
Yeah.
sa akin, bottom line dito, I've dealt with the purist type. There is no winning over them. They actually believe that they know everything at parang ano sila, parang master strategists or tacticians, and yet they won't even attempt to run for any public office. Yun yung problema dito.
Well, gladly, I don't think Riza Hontiveros of this world are beholden or enthralled by these kinds of people. So I think, we can make a lot of arguments.
Yun.
But I'm cautiously optimistic kasi mukhang feeling ko sidelined na yung mga yan eh. But yeah, they tried to cancel also me early on when I said it's not just disinformation. Kasi kung isasabihin mo disinformation lang, actually ininsulto mo lang yung mga voters. You're essentially saying all the voters cannot, di ba? I mean, that's very elitist. That's very bad. Very, very bad. Of course, disinformation is a problem, but you're ignoring 10 other factors that may be more important.
Alam mo, yung pagiging high and mighty ng ganon mindset, yun talaga, no? This ironic, it's ironic that these same people actually propped up Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. They hated Joseph Estrada so much kahit siya yung binoto ng overwhelming number of Filipinos. Kaso hindi yun pumapasok doon sa kanilang elitista nature eh. Kaya prinap up nila si Gloria and look at what happened dito. Tapos nung ando doon yan na ngayon. And ito, no, you made the comparison. It's unfortunate that si BP Lenny listens to the purist type, and it's fortunate that si Senator Risa doesn't really listen to them. Meron siyang strong moral compass at meron siyang set of principles, pero sa tactics on the ground, alam nila yung galawan sa ground. Yun.
Yeah, I mean, being an activist and journalist, I think
Yeah.
that exposes you to realities on the ground that perhaps some people living in gated communities would never know about. But let's transition out of this. I didn't expect us to get into trouble again big time. But Sonny, just last question on this. I mean, I remember this quote dun sa last episode ng Shogun, with victory, everything is possible, right? At the end of the day, you have to win first. So that you can change things for the better. So I completely agree with you at the level of principle there. Now, gaano ka mahalaga for some of these opposition senatorial candidates to have some sort of guest candidate or tactical coordination with the machinery of the state? Let's just be honest. I mean, the biggest power of any administration in midterms in the Philippines is the machinery of the state. And the biggest weakness of the opposition at this point in time is precisely the lack of that. Now, how do you reconcile how do you proceed again, Sonny, without compromising your first principles? So I completely am with you on tactical innovation, but there should be some sort of red lines nevertheless. No, so realistically, what is the best way? I mean, let's say one of the two senator candidates you mentioned, how can they have the tactical alliance without coming off as balimbing, without coming off as completely opportunistic?
Okay, alam mo ba yung pag-adapt kina Mig Subiri, kina Joel Villanueva, and the
Si Joel,
others?
tatlo ba? Tatlong. Ay,
Oh,
si Joel, tatlo yata or apat na campaign. Ah.
wala namang negotiations yon. In-inform lang sila na, oh, yeah, isasama ka namin. Ganun lang. Wala kang principles dito na parang sinasanla mo, parang apostasy, no? Itong mga purists, sabi ko parang nag-convert to being atheist from a Christian. Parang ganun, hindi eh. I-inform ka lang naman na, o, sasama ka dyan. That's it. Ganun yun. That's how they did it kila Migs. Wala namang pirmahan dyan na parang may covenant that you have to support this and that. Nothing.
Tapos
Kaya
bumaligtad
sabi
pa si
ko,
Migs. Tapos
oh,
bumaligtad pa
di
siya
ba?
sa tulad.
Bakit ino-over-intellectualize eh? Kaya yan ang problema. Nauna na, cancel ka namin, gaganunin ka na. Edi, paano yun? It's unfortunate that these purist type, sila yung maiingay, no? Kasi, ano nga, mga self-righteous nga eh. So, na-imagine ko, their ears must be, must be burning, at this.
Actually, may debate ngayon as we speak. May mga nag-agree sa atin, may mga medyo na, ano na. So I
Oo,
can
pero
see it live. Oh.
pagka na-marginalize natin itong mga purists na to, our candidates will now be free. Importante, hold on to those principles na pag nanalo ka, hindi ka magnanakaw, magse-serve ka sa taong bayan, hindi ka mo isasalay national interest, etc. Yun ang principles. 'Di ba? Hindi ka pwedeng sumayaw o kumanta sa stage o hindi ka pwede magsulat ng pangalan mo sa relief goods. Yung tactics na yun, hindi ano yun, no? So anyway, itong ano, yung importance na sinasabi mo of being there. Ito based on experience and yung 'di ba nagpo-polling kami. Pagka admin candidate ka, you can get as an additional 5 to 10% after the elections. Kunyari ang last survey mo is let's say a week before the elections, meron kang bump na 5 to 10% because kakargahin ka ng makinarya. If you're not part of the administration slate, mababawasan ka ng 5 to 10%. Yun ang reality. If may ano ka, kagaya ni Senator Risa, she based doon sa survey namin, she got as high as number 8. Nagkaroon siya ng buffer and she ended up number 11. Yun. Yan ang reality. Uh, so napaka-importante nito for Senators Kiko and Bam. No? I'm not ruling out any chances kay Attorney Chel no, but to be honest, talagang mahirap mag-squeeze in
Yeah,
dito
I think
sa.
with Shell would be much difficult because the human rights aspect and all of that. But so what you're saying, this is the difference between making it and not making it at all.
Hmm, yeah, serving the people and not serving the people. Yun. Yung sa purist, iba yung priority nila eh. Kahit hindi ka manalo, basta they feel good about themselves.
You made a point.
Pero
I mean,
hindi, I'll continue to drive it eh. Kasi alam mo, we're in this mess because of, partly because of them. Bakit nawala yung uh, nangyari nung 1986? Because in-straight jacket nila pati si Cory, pati sila Pinoy eventually, tapos nung naupo they didn't accept si FBR from the military kahit na nakikita nila na ang ganda ng performance. Alam mo yon, they can't even bring themselves to praise or give credit to FBR at that time. Nung nanalo naman si ERAP, talagang naasiwa sila. They needed to do something kasi parang they felt that they couldn't take being represented by somebody like by ERAP. So pinasok nila ngayon itong kauri nila na si
Gloria. Yeah.
GMA. Oh, na on paper PhD, may political pedigree, ano siya, a woman politician na talagang very smart. O, in the end, nangyari, di ba? Big mistake. O, si Pinoy, ganda nung nangyari. Pero si Pinoy, he couldn't care less about the purists eh. He just did what he needed to do. Kaya ang ganda eh. Hindi siya nagpasakil eh. So doon lang. O ngayon, nung kay Duterte na, o to ngayon tayo, di ba? Na-shock sila. Everybody were quiet, was quiet nung time na yon, di ba? O tapos ito ngayon si Lenny, sayang, ginapos nila eh. Magaling sana. Kumbaga, lahat as a symbol, she was able to capture the imagination of the middle class. Pero nagpadikta siya doon sa mga purists eh. Kaya ganon. And I think Senator Risa, if there's one lesson to be learned dito, wag makinig si Senator Risa sa mga purists.
Yeah, I think that's one of the optimistic points so far. Now, I noticed with Risa in her interventions abroad and all, she doesn't go back to yung mga talking points na, oh, it's all disinformation. It's, it's
Yeah.
no, you're not gonna get anywhere if you're just gonna be in a denialist mode. I'm not saying it's not a factor, but it's not like propaganda was invented by Cambridge Analytica. So I think there's a problem with certain voices are overly amplified, and a lot of other reasonable voices who actually know what's happening on the ground or study it carefully are sidelined or even canceled. Let's talk about you. Yes, please go ahead.
Just on that point. Yung tungkol dun sa disinformation, again, babalik yan kay VP Lenny. Okay, may issue ka sa disinformation. The question is, what did you do about it? Alam mo, during that time, sinasabi ko sa kanila, increase nyo na yung pondo nyo sa social media kasi winawalop kayo on the ground. Alam nyo ginawa, kinat pa nila todo. O sabi ko, di wala na. Di talagang overwhelming. She was being demonized, vilified dun sa social media. She wasn't defending herself and she didn't care. O yun, that's one mistake. Di ba dapat if you know that the problem is disinformation, you have to do something about it, 'di ba? Okay ngayon, andito they're preaching, disinformation problema. Anong ginagawa mo doon? Akong ginawa ko, final ko ng case itong si Harry Roque.
Yun din ang inisip ko eh. Bakit also legal action? I mean, obviously some of the shields and paid trolls were engaging in not only salacious but libelous activities. Dapat kinall out na sila noon pa. Wala, di ba sila Chel joke na they're supposed to have this legal team. I mean, it's not like there lack of lawyers and groups to go after all of these horrible paid trolls, di ba?
And wala na silang protection kasi nung panahon ni Duterte, they were having their way protected. Ako, I filed libel cases against a couple of these influencers pero na-dismiss kasi kontrolado nila. Pero ngayon, vulnerable sila. And that's why, 12 yung kinasuhan ko. That's my little way of dealing with this information. Magkaroon ng chilling effect na tipong hindi pwedeng with impunity dyan. And sila, yung team niya, they could have documented lahat nung walang hiya sa kanya, no? Kasi 2 years naman yung prescriptive period nun eh. Dapat na-file na nila yon nung 2023. Pero wala, you cannot just go around and preach disinformation, this or that, fact check this or that. Hindi ganun eh. Di ba?
Naging fact sheet na. Nag-iba na.
Fact check.
Kasi ibang narinig ko. Sorry. Medyo ibang na. Tapos naman, I had si Justice Carpio where in deep, one of si Justice like, whoa. Like, sabi ko, sorry Lord. This is a very, Sonny, for everything we say, dissenter rin tayong dalawa. So, I mean, I just want to remind everyone, puro kami mga dissenter dito. Senator, let's talk a little bit about you. So, how is kasi mukhang grabe din yung battle of mayors ngayon, no? Isko is coming back. Grabe yung nangyari sa Manila. Binay versus Binay or asawa ng Binay. The Taguig, Makati, bad blood is still there. Sa Las Piñas, ang dami nangyari. Kamusta naman dyan sa inyo sa Caloocan? I mean, it must be also intense, no?
Yes, and it's really a challenge, ano, kasi you're up against a dynasty. But yun na nga eh, 'di ba? Ang sa akin dito, if I want to serve the people of Caloocan, then I will do what I need to do, 'di ba? Hindi ako makikinig dyan sa mga purist na yan. For as long as hindi ako magnanakaw, hindi ako mandadaya, 'di ba?
Mamatay
Hindi ako
tao.
papatay, hindi ako
Yeah.
papatay. At hindi ako kukuha ng pera sa mga drug lords, sa kung ano-anong mga illegal. So, yun ang principles. You'll hold on to that, but 'di ba? If I need to go around and kiss a lot of babies, I will do that, 'di ba? The purists will frown on that, but it means a lot to
To
the
folks.
ordinary
Oh, the
folk. O,
folks.
na tipong ano yan eh, they feel that you're one with them if you do certain things. Yun yung mga realities on the ground na
And do it genuinely. I mean, just kiss the
yeah.
baby and, feel it. Don't pretend to be, and the mamay mag-alcohol ka ng kamay or ganun, wag. Di ba? I mean, like, do
Oh,
it. Di ba?
hindi. And kumbaga, hindi naman ano yun eh, hindi naman mabigat na gawin eh. Kaya mong gawin eh. And naturally, at that kasi if you want to serve a poverty-stricken city like Caloocan, then you have to get your hands dirty kasi talagang it's a messy situation on the ground.
Yeah, roll up your sleeves. Just last question on this before we transition to your favorite political family, our favorite political family. And usapan Munich and Germany and Swifty. Uh, Vico Soto, I mean, he's someone who has completely withdrawn from the whole discourse. Kasi feeling ko na toxic din siya sa lahat ng mga, all of this purist cancel
Oh,
culture nonsense. His take on things are very similar to your take on things nowadays. What do you have to say about Vico? And do you guys even communicate at all? Have you ever communicated? Kasi very similar yung mindset nyo. Instead like, I don't want to be part of that nonsense. I'm just gonna serve my people in the best way I can, in a clean way, effective way, period.
Nung panahon ni Duterte, we were in a few social events ano no. So wala namang problema, and actually we're looking at the Vico Soto experience as a model, as a template ng paano ano. So yun ang
Inspiration.
ginawa. And it's also one of the reasons why I stepped back sa national discourse, national politics, kasi it can be liberating, no? I can fire away. Dati hindi ko magagawa, sasantuhin ko palagi si VP Lenny kasi ika-cancel ako. But now I like to believe that I'm contributing dun sa post-mortem. Tayo na nagpo-postmortem dito. Kasi people need to wake up, 'di ba? At hindi ubra yung mga ganong klase. But yun na nga, I can do that now. I can float yung mga pag-guest candidate ng nila Sen Kiko, and not having to fear na ika-cancel ako. So, yun, sa local, ibang issue sa local. Talagang kumaga closer to the gut ang issues nila. So regardless, alam mo, marami kami mga supporters na maka Duterte sila, talagang up to now, no? But hindi, regardless, Duterte kami, pero Caloocan, we are with you. Kumaga, hindi ko rin maintindihan, but it is what it is. Kaya I don't talk about the Duterte sa ground. Hindi hindi siya
But
uh,
let's talk about Duterte's here.
yes, oo.
Actually, I completely understand where these folks are coming from. At the end of the day, they want a government that delivers. They want a
Yes.
competent leader, period. And the reason bentang-benta si Digong is magaling mag-project si Digong. Magaling
Yeah.
siya makihalo bilong. Mahusay, he's a charismatic leader. A horrible president, I would say horrible, but a charismatic leader. Speaking of Duterte's, Sarah's approval ratings are pretty high or went even higher prior to the SONA and all of that. Now, let's see what will happen with their MIA not rebooking. Parang hirap pala mag-rebook. But Sarah is not looking as sharp and formidable as many people expected, right? She's not very good in front of cameras. She's not very articulate. And when I say articulate, I'm using her father's yardstick, not, Barack Obama level of eloquence. And then parang marami siyang, some would say sablay or anything like that. Do you think that Sara is vulnerable? I mean, her saying that Baste might be the one in 2028, is that her way of admitting that perhaps she's not the inevitable and she's not the most viable? Are you even surprised by how things are turning out with Sara Duterte so far, in spite of her supposed approval ratings and all? Yeah.
I totally agree with your assessment. Na-expose si Sara eh. Um, Prior to the 2022 elections, untested product siya eh. 'Di ba? Ano eh, shelter siya, sheltered. And obviously there was a reason for that, ano. I heard early on na tinitrain siya paano siya magsalita sa Tagalog, paano siya magsalita sa stage, etc. So kumbaga, um, she was a work in progress pero may katigasan daw ng ulo eh, tsaka nagtatantrums. So anyway, hindi siya polished, no? They were able to get away with the vice presidential uh, bid kasi kaway-kaway lang eh. 'Di ba? Ang focus was the presidency. So konting TikTok na parang angle na 'di ba? Ganun-ganun lang naman yung style nila. And
She
she
didn't attend any debate. She didn't attend any
oh,
debate at all.
no. And wala ngang programa, anything. She wasn't standing on any clear platforms, no? On advocacies, wala. So, ito na ngayon. 2022 came, she became vice president. Yung na-expose na nung do sa budget hearing lang, talagang you cannot hide eh. Hindi mo pwede kung talagang mahina or ano ka, may mga vulnerabilities ka, makikita talaga. So yun na ngayon yung problema niya. But ang sa amin ano, we do polling ano, and alam mo hindi namin gaano ginagamit yung satisfaction ratings kasi wala siyang use ano. Mas
In terms
ginagamit
of
ng
preference to be the next president, you mean?
yon. Mas gusto namin yung diretso na voter preference than the satisfaction rating kasi you may have a very high satisfaction rating kasi yung Filipinos good-natured siya eh. Parang sige PR ganun. Kaya kita mo no,
Pwede na yan, pwede na yan.
palaging mababa yung Supreme Court Chief Justice, 'di ba? Which is ironic, bakit hindi siya ano kasi hindi nila kilala. So, bumababa sila in that sense. So, that way, hindi siya accurate measuring stick ng performance or whatever. So, pero yung voter preference, maliwanag yun. Sabihin, boboto ko siya o hindi. So, yun yung tinitingnan namin. At, pero yung sinasabi niyo yung kay Baste, I think, inaano nila, sinusubukan nila, tinetest nila. Whether dito sa
Plan B. Is
2025,
busted the plan B.
yeah.
Basgi
Oo.
the plan B. Yeah.
Yes, oo. Pwedeng isubukan nila ng 2025. Kung hindi, yun na nga, pwedeng 2028, di ba? Pero, alam mo, bumenta na eh. And na-expose na yung mga Dutertes. I think na-max out na nila yung ganong gimmick din, yung sanggano politics, no? Ano na rin yun? I don't know.
Are you saying palaos na yung style nila unless they level up?
Well, wala eh. One trick pony eh. That one trick pony was exposed. So, and here's this guy Baste, gusto rin maging one trick pony. Yung ano rin siya, tough guy din siya. Sinubukan niya, EJK, tinagtatanggal kagad yung mga pulis niya. What is his brand? Ano yung brand niya? Sanggano looking lang and sanggano speaking, pero no actual.
Walang substance.
Oo. Tsaka walang actual accomplishments on the ground. Yun ang
Yeah, I mean,
dilemma.
speaking of that, yeah, first on the ground, do you think it's time for the Nograleses to take a take a shot at it? I mean, and that the admin can support them. I think si Polong ngayon pa lang nagka-complain niya about budgets and resources and all, and we saw with Migs Nograles. She's also taking the offensive. Nag-back and forth sila ni Pulong. Don't you think this is a time na siguro the administration can back them, strike them in their own backyard? I mean, Davao is not supposed to be backyard of anyone, but unfortunately, the Dutertes have kind of turned it into that recently. But the Nograleses were always the alternative. And on paper, at least, they look way better than the Dutertes.
And ako, I agree. Ano? Actually, based on our inside information, ganun na nga ang mangyayari. And they started moving already. Yung last barangay elections, natalo nila yung mga long-time barangay captains ni Digong.
Mga
Kaya,
proxy nila, yung mga bata nila.
oo. So, ano yon? Kumbaga, nalalatag nila yung ano. Tapos ngayon, nawala na yung muscle. The Davao Death Squad nawala na-obliterate, na tanggal. Yung mga pulis na yan, bago, hindi nila tao. And they're now, parang nag-freeze sila, hindi na alam gagawin nila. They cannot commit any crimes kasi, di ba, dati, impunity. Ngayon, pinagmamasdan sila. In fact, napaparanoid sila doon sa mga drone na tinitignan yung mga bahay nila, mga ano. Uh, well, what ano, di ba? Talagang the shoe is on the other foot now.
So no money, no muscle, or at least relative to before.
Oo. Nawala na. Dati kasi, even now, may pera sila, pero iba yung ano yung national government,
Landscape, oh.
oo, naka ano sa kanila. They're under a microscope now. They cannot move. Yun ang ano dito. Yun yung opportunity now, or your window now for the Nograles to
come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, for the first time since 1990s, di ba? Baka may chance na sila malakas dito. Speaking of Duterte's also, there are multiple points of vulnerability here, right? Obviously, yung secret, the secret agreements, confidential fund issue, nasa Supreme Court na. But obviously, your shtick, Mr. ICC, what's up? So, Menardo Guevara kahapon with my colleagues at the One News, sila Gretchen and all, inamin niya na medyo lumalambot yung position. I was at The Hague just the other week and I was, sniffing around and it looks like, certain things are moving. Kamusta naman ang ICC?
Well, ayun nga, 'di ba? I posted this ICC document last week, and yun nga, it was confirmed and validated by Guevara. Yun na yun, kumbaga nasa second layer na sila ng mga suspects. At ano to, that's very significant kasi ito, summons yung binigay eh. That's technically a summons. Binigyan ka ng ano, as part of the due process, you're being informed of the charge against you, that you're already a suspect. Now, binibigyan ka ng opportunity to cooperate or not. If you won't cooperate, the case will move on without your side of the issue. Ngayon, ano ka doon? Madadali ka doon. And based doon sa aming information, nasa may blue notice na doon sa 5 na yon. Doon sa certain countries na the blue notice kasi, the way it works, as explained to me, palalabasin ka dito sa Pilipinas. Sa immigration counter, wala silang makikitang blue notice.
Pero
Lalabas
yari ka sa kabila.
Pagdating mo doon, you will be placed in a holding area, tapos aantayin mo yung ICC team para makausap ka. So they may come in after a week, after 2 weeks, then doon ka ngayon i-interviewin. Kumbaga, siniscale up yung pressure for these people. Now, it's really up to them kung gusto nilang magpakulong kasama si Digong, it's their choice, di ba? Ang ginagawa kasi ni Digong, dinadangle niya yung, 2028 si Sara will be president. Yun yung ano, kaya behave kayo dyan, mag-behave kayo. Otherwise, di ba? Ganun. Yun yung kanilang ginagamit.
Just hold out a bit, the tide will turn.
Oh.
Parang ganun yung vibes, yung argument niya, di ba?
Yes. And in fact, early this year, ang sinasabi niya dito sa mga ito, huwag kayong gagalaw at mapapatalsik na yung mga Marcos. This was before the PDEA leaks and before the blockbuster Hollywood standard video. 'Di
Cheap
ba?
fake. Cheap
Oo.
fake ang tawag dyan.
Cheap fake video. Kumbaga, yun yung ano nila. Meron silang aces up their sleeves at that time. So yun ang ginagamit nila. Hindi, makakabalik na sa pwesto. In fact, based on the people within their circle, talagang they're excited na raw na makakapwesto na sila by middle of the year, by ganito. Sabi ko, I'm not going to underestimate that, ano, kasi may mga ano talaga may mga lucky shot, ano, half court shot.
I
Kumbaga
mean,
may mga
Trump, just the other week, di ba? Almost
oh,
done.
oo. So, yun yung ano, but ganun yung ginagamit nilang leverage dito. Pero once that leverage is gone, magko-collapse yan. Everybody will start singing like a canary. Um, and
The emperor is naked, essentially, right? Although I don't want to
oh,
see this emperor naked. I mean, it's hard to imagine that.
no.
So speaking of ICC, who are we looking at in the Duterte family? It's only Digong or potentially the former mayor of Davao too?
So far, it's only Digong plus the five. Um, I don't know about the rest kasi sinubmit na yung mga kailangan isubmit eh. Pero siguro talagang binibigyan nila ng focus muna talaga si Digong. And ito, mukhang si Bato talaga yung inescapable yung kanyang um,
Oo, kasi
situation.
front siya. Yeah, he's the
Uh,
most talagang yung kamay niya na talaga. And Bato is not doing very well also in the latest surveys I've seen in Senate. Kasi feeling ko once you're not in top 5, 6, alanganin ka talaga eh.
Yan.
I
So,
mean, so he's even reconsidering the whole thing after all. So, yeah.
yeah. So minus 5 to 10% nga siya kasi opposition slate siya. Tapos, well, incidentally, by middle of August, magsisurvey kami. So, we'll get the latest snapshot doon kung anong movements. But, itong sa ICC, sabi ko nga, babagal nyo. Di ba? Sabi ko.
Nakakainis. Ang bilis sila sa Ukraine. Ang bilis sila sa Gaza.
Kaya nga, actually, yun ang sinasabi ko na tipong, ano ba ito? May level of importance ba rito? Pero ang naririnig ko kasi, merong mga ano doon, nag-finance. Kasi it's a resource-driven ano rin thing. So kung ano yung may resources na case, yun ang nabibigyan
Yung
ng
Ukraine, yung
focus.
Gaza, kasi high
Oh.
profile talaga eh.
Tapos so but itong sa atin may resources naman kaso they're being very deliberate. Gusto talaga nilang sampulan ito si Digong. Sana nga. Sabi
Kasi
ko
ito may chance.
pwede.
Good luck. I mean, you're not gonna get
Yeah.
Putin or Netanyahu or
Yeah.
something. But with Duterte, there's a good chance. So you have to
There's
get
a good
this one
chance.
right. Otherwise, maging mukhang ewan din ng ICC. Hindi sila
Oh,
pwede release ng warrants of arrest
yeah.
or suggest that. Last point, I want to end on a more positive note. I think the past week was actually a good week for Lenny and the opposition in a sense that the whole Angat Buhay versus Sharap Buhay, Sarap Buhay. Do you think that there's also a good chance for the genuine opposition to give a new twist to this kind of good governance? And also, do you think this could be also the weakness talaga of Duterte, especially in the case of Sara, na she might come off as callous and insensitive and her PRs are just so sloppy. I mean, yung first name basis lang yung PNP chief. I mean, I'm sorry, that sounds very entitled. I can use other
Yeah.
synonyms, but I'll be nice. I'll not mention that. Yeah.
Well, actually, there's no PR team. It's Sarah. Siya yan. Kaya nga yung,
Hindi,
oo,
ChatGPT. Akala ko ChatGPT nga.
kaya nga ano to yung in fact ginamit ko rin yung entitled privileged child na nagta-temper tantrums. Yan yon yung passive aggressive ano niya yung na personality, nakita mo, hindi niya matiis. Biruin mo even yung Taylor Swift concert wasn't able to clear her bad mood. Kaya after niya sinulat yung ano, kumbaga it was so bad, talagang pumuputok siya. And the way she wrote it, talagang ano to very, very disturbing. And sabi ko nga, well, I'll be honest, I think she's psychologically unfit to hold the office of the vice president. And
And doesn't
worse,
have the
maging
wit
presidente
and
pa yan.
yeah, and doesn't have the wit and charisma of the father. I mean, Digong, we
Yeah.
have all met Digong. He's quite a, you know, again, I completely
Yeah.
disagree with the guy, but in fairness, he has that political touch, he has that charisma and charm.
Ano siya, marunong siyang mag-deal with different kinds of people. Pero itong mga anak, may mga problema. Nakita mo si Pulong, nakita mo si Sara, nakita mo si Baste. Parang hindi napalaki ng maayos, no? Kumbaga, I'm going to be kind, ano, and nice in describing. Hindi, may problema. Alam mo may problema, di ba? So, yon. And incidentally, I'll break it to your show, no? Bukas magfa-file ako ng smuggling, drug smuggling case against Pulong,
Whoa.
Manscarpio, Faldon, and the others, tomorrow. This is in connection with the 6.4 billion peso shabu. So it's going to be big kasi we're going to file it and non-bailable case ito. It's an
Yeah.
open and shut case. Yun.
Go for gold talaga. Olympics ang vibes natin ngayon, Sonny. Last one, sorry, I cannot finish this unless I talk about this certain person. Isa rin sa mga paborito ko. Harry Roque.
Yeah.
Harry? Okay. Akala ko si Sara lang yung medyo entitled. What on earth is Harry Roque thinking? I mean, sorry, I mean, nakita ko nag-trending yung word na bastos eh. I don't know if they were referring to Sara or Harry cutting off Risa. Nabwisit na si Sherwin Gatchalian. And it's not like Sherwin is a genuine opposition guy, you know? Like, what is Harry trying to do with his life? Ano niya? What on earth is going on?
I think kailangan niya mag-meltdown para at least ma-deflect niya yung issue. But I think he's twisting in the wind eh. Wala na yan. Wala nang redeeming
Pa-checkmate na
value.
yan.
Oo, wala nang redeeming value ito. Sabi mo, former human rights lawyer.
Ex-human rights lawyer.
Ex-human rights lawyer. And alam mo sa ICC talagang they feel so bad sa kanya, no? Na tipong she presented himself as a champion of human rights, ganyan, then eventually a defender of human rights violators. So kumbaga wala na to. Tapos ito nga, marami pang mga side issues. Sabi ko, no judgment there, but alam mo naman, maraming alaskador na Pilipino.
Ano to?
Maraming mga alaskador na Pilipino kasi, di ba?
Supra topics ba to?
Supra alaskador din yung mga Pinoy eh. Kaya may mga ganong sidebars, but yun na, it's unfortunate kasi nakapag-collaborate din kami with Harry Roque when he was still a human rights lawyer, no? Pero wala, talagang ano lang pala yan, superficial.
Well, as long as you're still human and all, I think that's what matters now. Patawarin na lang kung hindi na human rights lawyer. But yeah, that's getting very interesting on that front. Ang dami ko pwede pang tanungin, Kibola among others, but I need to let you go. Especially now that you say you're gonna file something big, please. Ingat ka, Sonny. Take care of yourself. And I hope I can catch you soon as we have developed, including your survey in mid-August. I really look forward to discussing that. So thank you so much for this honest, sincere, and yan, nagpahamak na naman tayo sa isa't isa. What it is. Thank you very much, Senator Trillanes. And who knows, future ex-mayor Trillanes.
Sige, thank you very much, Richard. Sige, bye-bye.
Of course. God bless. Talk to you soon.